Good afternoon. We had a little bit of a sound mix-up there. My name's Dr. Patrick Anderson, and welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. We are in the W in Midtown Atlanta, and the USAPL Bench Press Nationals 2013 edition just completed the heavyweight lifting, and we had a show put on by the man sitting next to me. Jonathan Leo hit an 805-pound bench press American record in the super heavyweight division, and he just blew the doors off this whole room. So first we want to congratulate Jonathan on a great performance. Congratulations. Now you opened with 793, and 793 is just a monster bench for everybody, but for that type of weight, what was your thoughts going in? What was your training like that made you think a 793 opener was in the cards?
Training's been excellent coming in. World Championships, I done the 794.
Okay.
And training was great. I was fully expecting 793 opener and doing obviously the 805 on the second, and then third maybe bumping it a little bit. So
what was your outer limits? Did you have a third in mind? Did you have a number?
Outer limits, I was looking at 815 to I think it's 821.
Now, when you started with that 793, what was your best competition bench going into this weekend, before this competition?
794.7.
Okay, so you were actually opening with a weight within 2 pounds of your all-time best. So what kind of training did you have? What was your top training set for this meet?
I had done the right around the 820 mark.
Wow, so you actually go up in singles well over 800.
And then I had done, there's 6 weeks I'd go down and I'd test out an opener, and it's right around that 795. Okay. So I'd hit 6 out of 12 weeks. I hit 795 for 6 of them.
Wow.
So I knew this repetition and getting used to it, I was capable.
So now that you've qualified for the Open Bench Press Worlds, which, as we talked about, to the meet crowd is in Denmark next year, are you planning on going to that meet?
You betcha.
Now, what was your finish at the last Bench Worlds? What place did you finish?
I was world champion.
So you're the defending world champion.
Correct.
In the 2012. So you're going back, and you know, obviously, as competitive as that meet is, you're probably going to need that 800 and maybe then some.
You bet.
So what are you expecting? Give me a number. Now you got roughly 7-8 months before the Worlds. What kind of number would you be shooting for next year?
The lowest amount that I can win with.
Okay. So do you put a target out there? Are you the type that sets goals? Do you have a number in mind, 815, 826? Or are you really just, I'm going to put whatever I need on the ball?
I'm just kind of training, and where the training leads me is where I go, and I enjoy the competition. You know, the IPF level, you got great competitors, and you got guys who are going to push you, and that brings the best out in everybody. So to put a number on it, you got to wait till you're going head-to-head.
Yeah, the IPF Bench Worlds has gotten so competitive in your weight class that a 700-pound bench press has no chance of medaling. 700-pound bench press has become something that'll finish somewhere in the top 5 or top 10. So 800 is really the ballpark you need. Give us an idea. Some of the lifters earlier were asking questions regarding training for some of the earlier interviews we've done, and you'd be an excellent guy to ask. How much of your training would you say is done in a bench press shirt in terms of total volume?
Mine's cyclic, okay. So I have considered an off season where I'm not in a shirt for 16 weeks.
Okay.
And then I progressively get a little bit more into the shirt as I go on with the meet.
So how far out from this competition would you say you put the bench shirt on? How many weeks?
I was completely raw the whole month of June. Had the World Championships in May. Month of June I was raw. I think I hit 2 shirted workouts, or no, I would have hit 3 shirted workouts. Early July, took a week, and then I've hit 3 more coming into this.
Okay, so roughly about 6 workouts in the
Correct.
shirt. Now, when you come off a competition like this, do you have any plans to compete again before the Worlds? Or is the Worlds your next competition?
No, I'm going to take 7 months, kind of get a nice off season in.
Okay.
Spend some time with family. Don't have the mental pressure.
Yep.
And then from that point, I'll probably be looking at the Arnold.
Okay.
More than likely in March. And then the World Championships.
Now, have you previously competed in the Arnold Bench contest?
I did.
And what's your best finish there?
It was an ugly outing, I got to tell you.
It didn't go well for you.
No, I pressed out a, what did I open? 771 or 766. I got second. Preston Turner, who's a great bencher out of Texas.
Because that's a formula-based competition,
correct.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So
Preston
you probably
Turner's
had the
good.
highest bench.
Had the highest overall, but Preston's, he's world class, man.
So what you're really looking at is maybe to try and see if you can take first in that, and then you're going to head to the Bench Worlds, the Arnold being a little bit before that. So it gives you a little bit of time to get ready. Give the folks at home an idea. You said your off season's roughly 16 weeks, so will you start that immediately following this meet?
Let me take a week off.
Okay.
Just enjoy. Yeah, it'll start up thereafter.
So you'll basically start within a week. Now give us an idea with the type of weights you're using. What would be your first workout back when you're talking a 16-week off season? What kind of weight will be on the bar when you get back into the gym?
It's going to be raw work.
Okay.
And I don't know, probably looking in the lower to mid fours for in sets of 5 or so.
So you pretty much start at 5s. You don't do much reps beyond 5?
Not really.
Okay.
I do have a second day a week at bench where I'll do higher reps with dumbbell type stuff.
Have you ever competed raw or have any interest in competing raw?
As the interest in raw grows,
which it has.
I do. Right now, I would have to think that since there is a World Championships with the equipped, they're open. I mean, stick there. Mm-hmm. If there's a day down the road that there's an open or a World Championships raw in the IPF, that is.
Yep. Well, and I believe that's coming because I've heard rumors that there's going to be a Masters Raw Worlds, and the results obviously from this past year's Raw Worlds for the 3 lift were phenomenal. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that's coming. So that'd be a nice honor for you to be the first open geared bench press world champion and raw bench press world champion. So I'll plant that seed for you. Now that's a little ways down the road. Some of the other questions some of the lifters have asked, and this would be a great question for you, is what would be your advice for a beginning bench presser starting out? Some of the simple things you'd recommend to somebody who's watching at home and says, hey, I want to start powerlifting or start competing.
Brand new to the sport?
Yeah, somebody just starting out. Maybe they've benched but never done a competition.
I would number one, seek out someone in your area that knows. You got to get some good guidance. The last 4 years, I've been blessed with Donovan Thompson, Tim Anderson, Dave Doan, Bill Gillespie,
wow,
Jeff Snyder.
That's quite a crew you've got.
Adam Momola. Those guys just, I'm still learning. And get with guys who are good lifters or great lifters, learn from them. From that point, I'm kind of one that I think you have to build a raw base first and then move into the equipment. But you got to practice in that as much as, anything else. So.
Oh, yeah. We saw this weekend some lifters that were struggling with the shirt, and you could tell it made or break their performance. So you obviously at your level have to be a master, because if you're not controlling that bar, you wouldn't have the results to be able to bench that much. Let me ask you a couple other questions we got commonly today is, as someone who's doing bench press only meets, have you ever competed in full meets, or do you have any desire to do a squat, deadlift, 3-lift power?
I was a 3-lift guy until 2010.
Okay.
I decided that my God-given gift has been bench press. It's always been the easiest for me, and we started up a family. I now have 3 children, so in 2008. So I don't want to say time is of the essence, but I love benching right now, and I love spending time with the family. So it's a nice equilibrium.
It's also nice that bench feels a lot easier when you haven't had a heavy squat beforehand. So I'm sure you appreciate that.
What
kind of numbers did you do in the squat and the deadlift when you were competing?
Oh, it was not pretty. My best squat was a 738, and back then I squatted all raw and did one suited workout before the meet.
Wow.
And I went and did it. Knowing what I know now about the gear, I would have practiced a lot more in the gear, and my deadlift was in the mid-6s.
So you've actually outbenched your squat and deadlift.
Yeah.
That's not a very common occurrence.
I never used equipment on deadlift. It was always raw, so it's just...
Now, what did you weigh in for this competition?
Oh, Lord, I'm sure my wife's watching.
You don't want to discuss? Okay.
No, I was 153 kilos. So
okay, so we'll say
about 340.
Just under 340. So let's talk about your body weight. When you compete in a competition like this, do you find there's an advantage for you? Do you actually plan on adding any weight? Or are you at the point where this is really the optimal weight for you for future bench press?
I truly think I'm getting over too heavy for it.
Okay.
I do not enjoy being this heavy right now.
You mean for life, not just for lifting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly.
The only time you feel good is in the gym.
Exactly.
And but as far as explosiveness, I truly feel I'm more explosive when I'm at a lighter weight, 310, 320 maybe.
Really? So do you actually have plans, since you have some time for the Masters Worlds, maybe to bring the weight down a little bit and see what happens?
Next 16 weeks.
Wow, that'd be interesting.
I've already got the equipment from Titan Support Systems, the best equipment out there, by the way.
I agree.
I've already got the equipment from Titan for the adjustments for my drop in body weight. So I'm ready to drop.
Well, that means
train.
Preston Turner should be
not
listening.
that far, not that
But
far.
but your body weight being down and your bench being up, that's going to help you on the formula at the Arnold. So
It'll help me, but he's always going to have better hair. And he can sing way better than me.
Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to beat him in the hair or singing competition. Well, we want to congratulate you one more time, Jonathan. Excellent performance, great lift, 805, an American record. Thank you for your time. And for those lifters out there, stay tuned. We're going to have some more interviews shortly.